Do you foresee a rate cut happening in September?
Let's go.
This is not the purview of my crystal ball.
Go,
But I will say, I'm gonna clip this up. I'm gonna give you something to be wrong, I'm wrong about. I'm gonna say yes. Got to feed the streets one way or another, right? I'm gonna say yes. We will need a rate cut at some point. I don't have any intel with Powell. Oh, to all the Democrats, none of anything that I said is reflective of how I feel about Nancy Pelosi and Janet Yellen. I know you're not gonna let me in the building, but them two little doors, let me walk through. Please. Yes, please. But yeah, I think hopefully one rate cut will come in September. It will be the one for the year if we do it, but I hope so.
You think one for the year?
I don't see how they do more because I don't think they can push us back down to 2% after 14, 15 years of quantitative easing. And I think if they were going to push us towards that rate level, we would have been there already. The average home mortgage is what, 7% now?
Well, Fed Powell spoke last week, so the inflation number has gone down slightly. CPI has gone down. And according to the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, who tracks this, Ian, you're in the green here. They said that there's a 95% chance that there will be a rate cut in September.
Bravo. Y'all clip that part up too. CME Chicago.
They
I hope so.
We
need.
Okay.
No, and if Biden want any chance to win, he better call Chicago and make sure that them numbers right.
And then have one in November and hopefully, if you're still there, get one in December.
Right, you gotta call the moving company.
Right into the Christmas rally. We need it.
Yeah. All right. Hit the like button and share. So, analyst Tom Lee has predicted the S&P 500 will reach 15,000 by 2030. So that would be like almost triple from where it is now.
Yeah.
In a relatively short period of time. 2030 is not that far away. 6 years.
That's crazy.
So is that even realistic that the S&P 500 is going to increase triple in 3 years? I mean 4 years? 6 years? 6 years?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I love Tom. I know some people don't like him because he's always super bullish, but the thing that he does get right is better to be bullish on the market long term. Because if you look at a graph of how often we're positive versus negative, I think 78% of the time we're to the up. I don't know if we're triple, but I can see us doubling, especially if they start moving some of these bum ass companies out of the way Walgreens got kicked out. If the SPY does some reshuffling and put some better companies in there and replace the ones that are laggards or value driven companies, I definitely can see us doubling by 2030. Tripling will be tough. We will have to, and then in order for that to happen, we will need to get back to 2%, 3% interest rate across the board. And I don't know if we'll have that many cuts, but if we get down to 2 to 3% and they reshuffle some of the companies that are in there, we could triple, but I don't see us getting that many rate cuts in our favor. I really don't. But the biggest lesson is to stay long in the market no matter what.
Well, it's also conspicuous hyperinflation, which
that's true.
So if the theory that the market is rigged is true, then it would be like, okay, previously 7% average S&P 500, that's not going to do it if inflation is higher than that. So you would have to get double-digit return. And rule of 72 is that if you get 7.2% on your investment for a 10-year period of time, then that doubles your investment. So now if the new 7.2 is 14% or 20%, right? Now you're going to start to see a higher increase. While money is getting devalued, you need higher rates of return to actually keep up with inflation. The regular 7% is not going to cut it anymore. So that's something to consider.
That's a great point. I never thought about that. That's a great point.
Yeah, and at that number, what does that put the NASDAQ? What does that put the Dow?
NASDAQ will go ballistic. If the SPY triples, then that's a quintupling for NASDAQ.
Yeah. Hold for the long term.
Yeah, hold no matter what. But Rashad, that's a great point about the inflation point for sure.
Yeah, something to think about, something to consider.
Mhm.